Well, first of all, I think people need to be very much aware of their environment, global warming, and doing things to affect the longevity of our planet. So I do a lot of, well, on the very hands-on thing right now, I do a lot of cat rescue stuff and bird foraging. When I was a youth, I was a member of not only Students for a Democratic Society and working with Physicians for Social Responsibility. One of the first theater jobs I had was a group called Modern Times Theater, which was a political theater group. When I was a kid, a teenager, I lived in Hartford, Connecticut, which is one of the home bases for the Black Panther Party. So we got involved with a lot of breakfast programs where kids that, unfortunately, through circumstances without having parents or self-imposed responsibility, needed a breakfast to start their day. It's like a Head Start program, so I was very much involved with that. When my kids were little, we did a lot of work with the missions in Los Angeles. I wanted them to not think that they were privileged and that, we just go down to the soup kitchens and make sure that some of the homeless people were taken care of. You pick and choose your political battles. And right now, I'm just more interested in world harmony, making sure we all get on the same planet, no matter all the multitude of races that are out there. Just understanding each other, not thinking that your race is in particular superior. Trying to understand why somebody else may be politically correct. There is no going backwards, and it is definitely the Black Panther movement. I mean, the leaders such as Huey Newton, Eldridge Cleaver. Those days were just galvanizing. Malcolm X. You read the autobiography of Malcolm X and see where you come from being a political prisoner, a petty criminal, to someone with an understanding of the world. The breakfast programs were very essential. And also in America, the Civil Rights Program, which is questionably not even close to being over yet, but at least there were great strides made during that tenure. So it was necessary. All things that are politically active come out of necessity. People know when and when not to seize the moment. And it doesn't have to be with violence. It just has to be with communication and group understanding. Have governments ever really listened to the needs of the people? That's why they're governments. Governments sometimes say that we are here to make sure that people are protected. Change has always been essential in the growth of world humanity. One of the things as an actor, Candyman, which I find one of the most, not inconsequential role, but not necessarily the most important role in my life, even though it does matter to people. But what it has allowed me to do, I do a lot of gang intervention work in the United States. We have over 3,000 different gangs in America. And these are usually based with youth who feel they have no way out other than through crime or selling drugs or violence. And every single one of them has seen Candyman, which allows me to go into community hall and start a dialogue because they're very respectful of the fact somehow they believe that I am the guy, even though I'm not the guy, but it is a part of my guy. And to start dialogue. And that to me is true art, imitating life, reflecting life, and being a part of life. I think a lot of actors are unfortunately afraid of taking political stances for fear of damaging their personality ratings and so forth, but whether they do or do not actively, it is effective. Because if someone respects you because of a character, then they see something in you that they either want to be or they think is a part of them. I did a Western once called Black Fox with the late, great Christopher Lee. Remember one day we were in a barn in between takes and he started crying. I said, Christopher, what's wrong? And he says, Tony, it's so hard being Superman. I said, what are you talking about? You know how many kids? When I was a kid, I tied a towel around my neck and tried to fly from my rocking chair to the floor. And he says, yeah, but in my world, men want to fight me and women want to. And he said, well, that's a kind of shallow view of it because I never thought of it that way. I understand how you may feel that way. So what I'm getting at is that every role we do, good or bad, there's an audience for it. And if the roles that you're putting out there are attracting the wrong audience, people that are glorifying hatred or genocide thoughts or intolerance towards human being, and you need to change the roles that you're taking. I think people have to find, well, okay, I'm going to use the video game reference. You know, when you're playing a role-playing game, you have certain quests, certain goals. You have to find the key. You have to find the right doorway. You have to find a challenge sometimes. And if you just go through life like that, how do I get from point A to B? To the chronically unemployed, how do I get a job that suits me? First of all, you have to find your skill set, right? You have to find what it is so that it doesn't become a job. It becomes a provocation. It becomes something that I can't live without, which is what I found with acting. And I think everybody has that gem, if you will, that orc inside of themselves that is only there for them to do. Once you find that, then not only will you make yourself satisfied, but you'll make the world a better place because you're fulfilling your task, politically or not, socially or not. Oh man, you know, they're all like children. I have over 100 films in the can. I have over 50 TV shows. I got 3 films in the can this year. And I got 3